So back to our lovely pattern here, and continuing on this particular doona all the way through. So we've done our front opening as per the previous video, and we're going to continue now. When we haven't done, and we will not bother with this side, as I said previously, the customer has already gone and done a great job in aligning the doona for us. The stitches do align and they are nice and stretched. So first of all, let's just bend over, stretch our back and get all of this nice and flat, and shake it out. Let that drop so that the gravity finds your warp thread here in the center. A little bit of a lift and wave. Make sure the underneath fabric is nice and flat. And we're going to just get our corners organized. So when I sit my iron there, I'm stretching in one direction and then the other direction. Make sure you don't burn yourself. Not going over the center at the moment, just going through the whole of the center half, using my fingers on the seams there. And as I'm doing so, I'm also using the technique of the kneading. That's going around in big circular motions, and at the same time I'm pulling away here to make sure that I also feel those stitches on top of each other. Each time I come through, that finger comes in between, I can align that through and off we go. And let's just keep on moving. Again, it's a quick stretch. If you keep on lifting and waving, the gravity and the air underneath will be what is going to help you straighten the doona. Trying to do all of this most of the time because you haven't really given the doona or the large piece of fabric enough of the wave and the air for it to be able to straighten itself out and find its own natural way. So all of that preparation that we do is also very important, and especially in lining things up for ourselves. Now this kneading technique also stretches both sides of and both directions of the weave, and it's helping me align the doona as well. So by holding very, very firmly here as I'm stretching and pulling back, all of that fabric is stretching out, and that's what gives it that beautiful flat finish. I'm almost at the end here. They may not be absolutely perfect, but they're close to it. So let's just drop this now with a little bit of a snap and a drag back on. That's going to give me a very nice neat finish on the underneath again. And we'll worry about the rest of the fabric that has just dropped down. We're going to actually be pushing it back down as we turn the doona around. Now again, we don't need to do the side part of the doona on this one as it fits on my ironing board. Usually we would come to this step here, but we'll skip that part. We'll go directly into the center and flick it around. Again, drag that middle through, find your stitches so that you have that middle right there. And again, we're letting that drop down and allowing that warp thread in the middle to find itself. Again, that air is what's straightening up that fabric for me. And we're ready to go. I'm tickling out and I am stretching the stitch as I'm going, and when I'm sure I can start my center crease. Again, these techniques are for the doonas with the center crease. There are other techniques for when we do doonas open. This one is a neat, fast finish. Now, each time I'm doing that, whatever's raveling up here, by dropping here, that warp thread is finding itself. By holding it there and working the stitches on this side, I can work that raveling out in many cases. If I have stretched and kneaded the fabric fibres as I've gone along, then I will get a very nice finish. In order for that to be a nice, perfect straight line, start with where you finished here. Hang on to that with your hand. A little bit of a jump there with your fingers will allow that. Again, find your next alignment there on the left. Feel for that and start right where you are. If you stretch it out, don't push, sit. You're not going to iron in any creases that way. And as you're sitting, you can pull away and then continue that kneading technique. Don't push back now so that you don't iron in another crease by overstretching the fabric. And then repeat until we get to the other side. Sometimes you'll be confident because you can feel where the crease is here with your fingers. And you can feel it there. So you may start there and then finish off, but either way, just line yourself up using your left hand as you do, lifting off just at that last minute before you go over that crease to make sure that you're not ironing a double crease. Sorry about that. That was my little alarm telling me that it's about time to do something else. I must remember to switch my alarms off next time. But we're almost at the end of the Doona. Here we go. And look at that. Now, all we need to do is just tuck those in. Again, don't try to straighten things. Don't lift it off the table. Leave it where it is. Our presentation side is going to be beautiful. Come down your center fold. Keep things with gravity. Lift and wave. A little bit apart, away from you. Work your way down. And again, drop that center part. Again, just a little bit of a tickle. Or your fingers inside. And go like this with the fingers on the inside so that you actually snap that weft thread. And again, all I'm doing is a little bit of a lift and wave and flow it over. That's going to enable that thread down there to find itself. Don't try to get it all the way over. It's okay to let things relax into place. You'll get a much neater finish. Again, one more time till we have the whole of the Doona on the board. And again, by allowing it to do its own thing, all of these are nice and neat on the inside. Depending on the size of the basket, I might divide it into half here, or in this particular case, I probably have a smaller basket, so I will actually continue with our usual method of folding it into thirds. Again, giving it that little extra room down there so that we have a nice, neat package. And what a pretty colour it is too, purple and green. Okay, enjoy.